Everywhere we turn, there's an opportunity for a new conversation. Did you know that the average person sends 150 text messages a day? That averages out to 54,750 text messages in 1 year. The average person also says 16,000 words in a day. That's a total of 5,840,000 words in a single year.
But how many of those words are used to talk to God? God just wants to have a conversation with you. He wants to talk to you.
But what is a conversation with God? It's prayer. Prayer is just that, a conversation with God.
In Jesus' time, there were people who misunderstood what prayer was. They would stand out on the street corner and would yell out their prayers. They thought, if I just use fancy words, then God and everyone else will think I'm awesome. Jesus saw that and said, no! Prayer is not a show. It's meant to be a time of conversation with God. In Matthew chapter 6, Jesus said, don't heap on words, don't babble on because you think God likes it. He doesn't. In fact, go into a quiet room and pray. We should go into a quiet room and pray so that we don't get distracted, so that we can focus on our prayers, and so that our prayers don't become a show. The best prayers, just like the best conversations, come from our heart.
It can be as simple as that. Prayer is just a conversation with God. You know, when we have a conversation with our friends, what do we normally talk about? Maybe how your day went, the good things that have happened, maybe even the bad things that are bothering you, and things that you need help with. Why can't we have that same conversation with God? You know, when you talk to God, when you pray, you can talk to Him about anything.
I can pray for my favorite football team?
Anything.
For my homework?
Yeah, anything.
My bike?
Even that. Anything.
My nagging sister?
Especially her. Anything.
The cute guy at school?
Even him. Anything.
Your mom?
She needs it. Anything.
What about the monsters hiding in my closet?
Yes, anything.
Oh, that monster scares me too. We can pray about anything with God because what we care about, He cares about. If it's important to you, it's important to God.
You know, just this week I had a friend call me with a very interesting prayer request. This guy has 4 dogs that he loves very much. He called me and he said, hey man, my dog isn't doing so well. Would you mind praying for him? I know it sounds silly, but he could really use the prayer. Well, I told him that it wasn't silly because God cares about what he cares about. It was important to him, so it's important to God. He brought Wilson over and I got to pray for his dog. Guys, we can pray about anything because God cares about what we care about. He just wants to have a conversation with us. He wants to talk with us. He wants us to spend time with Him. When we pray, when we talk to God, He can help us. He can guide us and He can lead us in the right direction. So what I want you to do is I want you to bow your heads and close your eyes. And before we pray, I want you to remember that when we bow our heads, when we close our eyes, we're trying to get rid of the distractions that are around us. We're trying to focus in on God. I want you guys to pray. Nobody looking around. I want you to think about some of the things that are important to you. Some of the things that are bothering you. Some of the things that are going on in your life. And I want you to talk to God about them right now. And then I'll finish up praying.